I didn't invite my mother to my wedding. She's been absent for 19 years. Now she's telling everyone I stole her moment. The first time my mother forgot to pick me up, I waited on the front steps for 4 hours. I was 8. I had my backpack on and my hair in 2 neat braids because my dad had tried his best. I kept watching the end of the driveway, convincing myself each passing car was her. It never was. She called the next morning and said something had come up. She didn't apologize. She said I was too sensitive when I cried. That's the mother I grew up with. She left when I was 7, not because of anything dramatic, not because of circumstances beyond her control. She left because her boyfriend didn't want a child around, and she chose him. My dad got full custody. The visits trickled down to nothing within a year. By 9, I had stopped looking for her car. My dad remarried when I was 11. My stepmom, Claire, never once tried to insert herself as my mother. She just showed up. Every swim meet, every math crisis at the kitchen table, every bad day I didn't have words for. She packed my lunches without making it a thing. She was just there, which turns out to be everything. My biological mother resurfaced when I was 16 after a breakup. She wanted to reconnect. I was hopeful enough to meet her for coffee. Within 10 minutes, she was crying about how young she'd been when she had me, how my father had poisoned me against her, how difficult her life had been. She never asked a single question about mine. Every conversation after that followed the same pattern. When I got into college, she said, I could have gone too if I hadn't gotten pregnant. When I got engaged to Lucas, she said, just don't rush into it like I did. That's how you end up trapped. Lucas is a middle school teacher. He's the kind of person who shows up. When my dad had a health scare last year, Lucas was at that hospital every single day bringing coffee, sitting with me in silence when I needed it. My mother met him twice and spent both visits lobbing passive-aggressive comments across the dinner table. The second time, she looked at him and said, her father trapped me with a baby. Just something to think about. I made my decision quietly after that dinner. Lucas and I got married 6 months ago. Small ceremony, 50 people. Every single one of them someone who had actually shown up for us. My dad walked me down the aisle. Claire helped me into my dress that morning, and neither of us made a big deal out of it, and somehow that made it more meaningful than anything. My mother's name never came up because she had spent 19 years making herself irrelevant. I ran into my aunt 3 weeks before the wedding. She asked about the planning, and I panicked and said we'd postponed. I knew the truth would reach my mother and she'd call sobbing, or show up uninvited, or spend the day making it about herself. I didn't want to manage her emotions on the one day I'd promised myself I wouldn't have to. It was the most peaceful day of my life. Then Lucas's coworker posted photos online, tagged us both. One of my mother's friends saw it within hours. My phone rang 18 times in a row. Then the texts came. How could you do this to me? I'm your mother. I had to tell everyone I was sick. You've humiliated me. Her boyfriend, a man I have never met, messaged me to say I should be ashamed of myself. My aunt called me a vindictive brat. My mother posted on Facebook about children who forget who gave them life and asked for prayers for her wayward daughter. When she finally reached me, she didn't ask how married life was. She didn't ask about Lucas. She said, do you have any idea what you've done to me? I asked if she wanted to actually meet him, really know him this time. That's not the point, she said. The point is you deliberately excluded me from the most important day of your life. I was quiet for a moment. Then I said, you've had 19 years to be part of my life. She said I did it on purpose, that I wanted to hurt her. Maybe what hurts her most isn't that she missed my wedding. Maybe it's that I didn't miss her at all.